very warm welcome back to Child of God Ministry. My name is Karen. In today's Bible verse, we're going to be looking at the book of John, chapter 10, verse 27, and we're going to be looking at it from the ERV translation. It says there, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me." So in that short verse, Jesus is likening his disciples to sheep. But to a certain kind of person, this does not sound very inviting. To a certain kind of person, this is the last thing that they want to be. Why? Because they want to decide things for themselves. They want to be independent about what they do in life and where they go. Sheep or Jesus followers don't do that. Sheep belong to a shepherd and they follow him. Their well-being is dependent upon the quality of the shepherd that leads them. Jesus' flock, the sheep, understand all of this and they're absolutely fine with it. Now, Jesus' sheep, Jesus' true followers, at times may stray away and they may force Jesus to find them. And we can look at Matthew chapter 18, verses 10 through 14 to back that up. Even though this happens, they're still willing to follow him. They trust him and believe in him. And they believe that he is the good shepherd. John 10:11. People who don't belong to Jesus' flock, people who don't want to be his sheep, on the other hand, they're still sheep. They may not want to be his sheep. They may not want to be his followers, but they still are sheep. But instead of following the good shepherd, they follow a bad shepherd. They follow Satan and his minions. He fires up their desire to decide things for themselves. Their desire to decide what they want to do in life and where they want to go in order to trap them. Instead of self-determination, therefore, what they actually get, the sheep that don't follow our Lord, is captivity. They actually become captives of Satan. The devil has trapped them and now makes them do what he wants. 2 Timothy 2:26. They become captives of a shepherd who deceived them into thinking that they could go their own way. And what does that remind us of, friends? Right back when it all began in the Garden of Eden, this bad shepherd got to work leading our first human parents away into captivity by being controlled by him and giving into him, by believing the lie, by making them think that they could decide for themselves, that somehow God's way of doing things was futile, that God was hiding something from them. That's where it all began. Consider all when you hear the voices that beckon you to listen, that beckon you to follow. The voice of Jesus is beckoning you to follow him. Because you know why? The Good Shepherd can lead faithful sheep to green pastures and still waters. Psalm 23 verse 2. The voice of Satan is beckoning you to go your own way, even though it is actually his way. Consider all this when you have to decide which voice to follow. What I've just stated there, friends, is that if we follow Jesus, the Good Shepherd, he will look after us and he will lead us to green pastures and still waters. What does that convey in your mind's eye when you think of green pastures and still waters? For me, it conveys peace. It conveys happiness. It conveys contentment, because I followed my shepherd, the Good Shepherd. What does the bad shepherd do when he knows that he has you under his control? Well, what he does is he dumps you, because he couldn't care less about you. He couldn't care less if you got caught in a thicket bush or trapped somewhere or ensnared in some sort of in some sort of trap. He couldn't care less if you were hurting and you were crying out for help. Because he has you under his control, he can just dump you and go off and get the next casualty. That's what happens. See the difference? There's nothing fine about Satan. There's nothing good about the devil. Don't miss out on the green pastures and the still waters because you want to be your own shepherd. Don't let Satan trap you by deceiving you into thinking you can be something more than a sheep in a flock of sheep. Instead, be satisfied to be in the chosen flock. And when you're in the chosen flock, you are in such a good position to follow the voice of the Good Shepherd. So there's my scriptural thoughts, verses for today, friends, with the comments. And I hope that they built you up and given you something to think about. Until my next video, please take care. I love every single one of you. And keep showing love. Keep forgiving. Never retaliate when people attack you in whatever manner they want to, whether that's verbal, physical, emotionally. But continue to forgive. Continue to show kindness and love. Stand up for yourself. You don't have to be a doormat as a Christian, but always be your true, authentic self.